Hello and welcome back to 555, 5 games in 5 minutes on day 5. We've picked 5 games a month you should keep your eyes on in the coming month. In addition, we choose 5 from the previous month that deserve recognition. Before we start, this is Eternal Edge. It's a 3D RPG adventure with local multiplayer released last month where you venture to save the land from the Skeleton King. Unfortunately, there isn't too much info about this game out there, so here's what I think from the little that I played so far. Gameplay is fun and the art style is interesting, however the game suffers from bad camera and very long load times. The developer appears to be working on a fix for the load times as we speak, but it feels like it's in the late stages of a beta rather than a full release. So I'd recommend wishlisting it and waiting either for a sale or until the game gets fixed. Okay, in no particular order, we begin with the April games. Streets of Red Devil's Dare Deluxe is an arcade-style beat-em-up with a permadeath twist. As you go about fighting the undead hordes, you must pick up as much money as possible, because if you die, you must pay to get back in the game, and if you run out of money, it's game over. It's a solid game with up to 4-person multiplayer and 6 characters to choose from. It's a bit short, but it's under $10. Plus, Jim Sterling is in the game, so if you hate him, you can take him out in-game without repercussions. So, imagine The Legend of Zelda, but with a time mechanic. Okay, imagine the original Legend of Zelda, but where the main character has to restart every minute. That's pretty much what you get with the misspelled but aptly named Minit. The game was developed by 4 people and published with help from Devolver Digital, because of course it was. The game has some interesting puzzles and challenges, including one where you just listen to a guy talk slowly until your minute's up. It's a unique take on the genre, but remember, you only have a minute to win it. So everything was going fine at Lobotomy Corp until a monster management simulation broke out. Taking inspiration from games and movies like the SCP series, Cabin in the Woods, and Warehouse 13, and being one of the Kickstarter failures that went on to create a good game anyway, Lobotomy Corporation sees you take a job as administration of an energy company, running and expanding the business. Be careful though, the energy you create comes from monsters, referred to as abnormality, that will come after your business if you're not careful, brainwashing and corrupting employees into becoming their pawns. Our monthly representative of the games coming out on early access, as well as a former Kickstarter project, For the King is a turn-based adventure RPG that features single and multiplayer gameplay on a procedural board-like map. The king is dead, and it's your job, as ordered by the queen, to defuse the chaos stemming the tide of doom. Remember, you're not doing this for fame and glory, you're doing this for the king! Just missing out on the preview last time, we end with the Adventure Pals, a quirky adventure game where your Poppy has been kidnapped by Mr. B, who wants to kidnap old people and turn them into hot dogs. Inspired by Adventure Time, Castle Crashers, Zelda 2, and Banjo-Kazooie, the Adventure Pals is another great Kickstarter success story. Now, as much as I would love to end April here, I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to you, seeing as I had this game open the last 555, so as penance, here are 2 more games from April to check out. Tower of Time is a CRPG loot fest from Event Horizon that has you going through 11 different towers as you strategically battle your way through your enemies. And Frostpunk is a city-building survival game from the guys behind This War of Mine, putting you in the position of leading your society through unbearable cold and exploring your area to understand its history. And with that done, we move into May. Oh my god, it's almost here! The second sequel to the popular Bit Trip Runner, which is part of the amazing Bit Trip series of games. Runner3 is the latest game from Choice Provisions, formerly Gaijin Games. The game, of course, stars Commander Video as he rhythmically traverses through new levels as well as the familiar retro levels, although these now have a twist of having complete control of the commander. There will also be cameos, including Dave from Choice's Whoa Dave, Shovel Knight, Eddie Riggs from Brutal Legend, and the narrator, Charles Martinet. That's right, you can even play as the voice of Mario. Coming to PC and Nintendo Switch, May 22nd. If you don't remember, Dragon's Crown is an RPG beat-em-up created in the mold of old Capcom Dungeons & Dragons games. Coming to you from Vanillaware, the same guys that created awesome beat-em-ups like Grim Grimoire, Odin Sphere, and Muramasa the Demon Blade, Dragon's Crown Pro is an enhanced port of the game, upgrading it for the PS4. In addition to including all original DLC, the game will have online crossplay and save compatibility with the PS3 and Vita versions. Dragon's Crown Pro comes west on May 15th. Hey look, a game for the Xbox One. Well, to be fair, we're more Nintendo, PlayStation, PC Master Race kind of guys here at Some Nerdy Arguments, but we do know good games when we see them, or at least we hope we do. Anyways, State of Decay 2 was a sequel to the 2013 original game, now with an open world and multiplayer elements, so you and your friends can try to survive the zombie apocalypse together. It will be available on May 22nd on Xbox One and Windows 10 through the Xbox Store. In addition, the game will be made available through the Xbox Game Pass. The third game in this series, Dillon's Dead Heat Breakers, takes our titular hero to a post-apocalyptic setting. This time he'll team up with your me, transformed into one of 10 different animals, as the two of you unleash upon supercharged monsters. I know some lefties had issues with the controls in the previous games, but speaking as a lefty myself, I had no such issue. Maybe I'm just more ambidextrous, I don't know. Either way, Dillon's Dead Heat Breakers comes to the Nintendo 3DS family of consoles on May 24th. So there are a ton of games getting re-released on the Nintendo Switch, whether it is a Wii U port, an indie title, or compilation. So here's a quick rundown of games coming to the system along with their respective release dates. Side note, these are all games that released on Nintendo systems previously. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, out now. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, May 18th. Ikaruga, May 29th. Legend of K Anniversary Edition, May 29th. Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, May 22nd. Nihilumbra, out now. Shantae Half-Genie Hero Ultimate Edition, May 8th. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, May 29th. Super Chariot, May 10th. It should be noted that both Street Fighter and Mega Man collections, as well as Shantae, will be releasing on other platforms as well. This is just to show what was re-releasing on Switch this month. And we didn't even talk about the other ports like Death Road to Canada, which could be its own list. Oh well. And that's 5 for April and May. If you liked our list and want to see more when they come out, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to add to it, list the games in the comment section below. And if you have suggestions for games in June, feel free to add those too. I'm Jeff from Some Nerdy Arguments, and I'll see you next month with another set of games.